A better route. Chapter 106. Akamaru gave a low growl at the shark-faced man standing across from them on a tree branch. The whole forest was brimming with tension as the enemies watched one another closely. Kisame seemed eager to fight. Samahata can feel your guy's chakra from over here. You're going to be a damn good meal for us. Mito may have been just as eager. The closest thing you're going to be getting to a meal is an ass-whipping fish cake. Kisame got a dark look on his face. Only one woman gets to call me fish cake and live, and you sure as hell aren't her. Water shark bomb jutsu. Kisame had made hand seals and water began to flow around his feet out of nowhere. It formed into a shark and flew through the air at Mito and Kiba. They jumped off from the branch before the shark hit it and took it down. Kiba wasn't sure what to make of it. There's no water around here at all. How in the hell did he pull off a move like that? Mito sighed. It's his greatest ability. He's able to use water style on a level that might be as high as the second Hokage. He doesn't need any water to use even the most powerful water jutsus. Kiba was pretty impressed to hear that. Damn, this really is gonna be tough. Akamaru, let's hit him hard. Akamaru barked and the two of them jumped towards Kisame while beginning to spin, fang over fang. Kisame saw the two drills coming for him and raised up Samahata to defend himself. The two projectiles hit and Kisame smacked them away. They jumped back up to where Mito was and Kiba noticed both he and Akamaru had some kind of marks on their bodies. What the hell are these weird burn-looking things? And why do I feel weaker? Kisame chuckled at them. Samahata can absorb the chakra of others. You and your little pup there have a great flavor according to him. Kiba wanted to strike again but wasn't stupid enough to use his fang over fang again. He didn't know enough about Kisame's taijutsu style to want to try and go head-to-head with him either. Mito seemed to have a plan though. Kiba-kun, I'm gonna see if I can get Samahata out of his hands. When I do that I want you and Akamaru to hit him with the absolute fang over fang. It was a simple plan but Kiba liked it, short, sweet, and to the point. I'm all in, babe. Mito leapt of the branch and at Kisame. The swordsman clearly thought it was very funny that she was trying to take him head-on because he actually outright laughed. He simply raised up his blade to defend himself again. What he didn't know was, she'd channeled a ton of chakra into her leg and had gotten into the position for the famous dynamic entry. When her foot hit the sword, her dynamic entry and her increased strength she'd put into sent it flying right out of Kisame's hands. He really hadn't been expecting that much strength behind the kick, son of a bitch. Kiba saw his window, now Akamaru. The two of them didn't waste any time and got right into their next move. Using the fang over fang, they went in two different directions at first but turned around and converged on Kisame, absolute fang over fang. Kisame screamed in pain as two drills hit him hard. The human shark mustered up all the strength he could and stomped on the tree branch as the Inuzukas kept spinning. It broke beneath his feet and he fell to the ground, forcing Kiba and Akamaru to stop their attack. He tried to get his footing back after getting hit with something that painful, but the moment he stood up Mtayo was right back on him with a hard left hook to the face. The strike sent him flying a few feet and when he landed he saw that Samahata was not from him. As fast as he could, Kisame ran towards his blade and picked it up. It made some kind of noise and Kisame said, I know I let you get kicked out of my hands, but I just got the shit beaten out of me so I don't really care. Let's just do this already. Mito and Kiba were already getting ready to strike again. You can't be serious. The only thing on him that looks damaged is his damn cloak. Kisame looked down and his cloak was indeed torn to shreds. He grabbed and tore it off, leaving him in nothing but his pants. His chest had some cuts on it but for the most part he was just fine. Surprising considering how much it had freaking hurt. Kisame started to make some more hand seals. You motherfuckers are gonna regret that. Super Water Shark Bomb Jutsu. It was another shark, but this was about 5 times the size of the one he'd used before. Mito and Kiba got the hell out of the way as the massive monster took out about a dozen trees. To say Mito and Kiba were made little nervous by the show of force would be pretty accurate. Well, this just got a little more complicated, didn't it? Mito rolled her eyes. You don't say. I love you, Kiba-kun, but that really isn't helping. Kiba wanted to be the one to help, but he only saw one option left. Mito-chan, I don't think we can beat this guy without your sage mode. Mito was thinking the exact same thing. If that's all your absolute Fong over Fong did, then yeah, we're going to sage mode. However, if I activate it once and we don't kill him before time runs out on it, then I'll be totally spent. We need to make sure that he's as weak as we can get him before I try it. Kiba tried to feel just how much chakra he had left. I think me and Akamaru have just enough chakra to try our best move on him. Mito wasn't sure if she knew what move he was talking about, the one that you need a shadow clone for? Kiba shook his head. No, we haven't quite gotten that one down yet. Just wait and see, trust me, it's pretty damn strong. He tossed a soldier pill to Akamaru and the two of them disappeared into a cloud of smoke. The ground began to rumble as something made a very deep growl. What became visible were 2 giant wolves. Kisame knew he had to get those things out of here now or he was gonna be fucked. He tried for a second hit with one his favorite moves, Super Water Shark Bomb Jutsu. The 2 wolves didn't seem fazed by it. In fact, they charged right at it and began to spin, Super Wolf Fong over Fong. The giant shark collided with the 2 drills and Kisame was expecting the 2 would just stop one another. However, he soon found that, much to his horror, the massive wolves drilled straight through his shark and right for him. He was rammed straight into the ground as the 2 wolves hit him with everything they had. Kiba and Akamaru ran out of chakra before long and they poofed back to their usual forms. Kisame was still trying to stand up, so the 2 of them ran back over to Mito. Mito gave a low whistle. Okay, Kiba-kun, that was pretty awesome. Kiba panted, you bet your sweet ass it was. Akamaru barked in approval as Mito looked over to see how Kisame was doing. He had several deep gashes on his chest and looked pretty damn sore. Kiba had done a lot of damage to him, but frankly the fact that Kisame was even still alive after an attack like that was mind-boggling. The shark face man stood up and grabbed Samahata. Mito watched in complete and utter disgust as the blade opened some kind of mouth it had and bit Kisame's arm, slowly beginning to merge with him. Once it was finished, he looked like a complete different person. His arms had fins on them and his head actually looked like the head of shark. He had some kind of freaky tail too. It was completely repulsing to Mito. The new Kisame chuckled at her reaction. You really should be honored, you know. Not many people actually get to see me in this form and almost no one who's seen me in it has lived. You're really something special. Mito wasn't sure what kind of things this new form, but she knew she wanted to be at her strongest when he started attacking. She focused her chakra and before long her skin turned white and the blue marking began to cover her body. You think you're the only one who's got multiple forms? Kisame liked how feisty this girl was. You really know how to keep a guy entertained. This is gonna be a lot of fun. Ntayo and Kisame lunged at one another and got straight into hand-to-hand combat. Kisame took a slash at her with his now sharpened nails, but she caught his hand before it could even get all that close to her. He tried to bite her with razor-sharp teeth and nearly took her head off. Luckily, she was already sliding in between his legs and grabbing his tail. Once she had a good grip on it, she pulled hard and smacked him right through a tree. Kisame rubbed his head. You guys really like to beat the shit out of me, don't you? Mito was amazed at how much humor this guy could find in this. Shut the hell up and fight me already. Kisame was happy to do just that, well if you insist. Water started to surround himself with more water, once again out of nowhere, started to spin around like Kiba had. It almost looked like he was making a fong over fong out of water, but not quite. The small tornado of water came rushing at her and she jumped up into the air to avoid. She came right back down and delivered a heavenly kick of pain onto Kisame. Mito tried to reason with him, give it up, you can't absorb my chakra as long as I'm in sage mode and in this form I can use my taijutsu perfectly. You literally can't get the jump on me and I will just keep jumping out of the way and kicking the shit out of you. You can't beat me. Kisame grabbed her leg and smiled, what makes you think I can't absorb your chakra? Mito smirked, please, go ahead and try. Kisame lost the smile on his face as he felt pain shoot up his arm. What the fuck? Mito explained, if you try and absorb sage chakra and you're not a sage, it'll reject your body and actually start to damage it. You literally can't do it without killing yourself. Kisame frowned, well, looks like you've got me in tough spot, don't you? Mito was really starting to feel victorious, I'd say so, yeah. That's when Fu and Shino jumped down with a tied-up Teneki. Well, looks like these two are having just as much luck as we are. Kisame saw Teneki tied up and screamed, hey, let her go. I'm much more valuable than she is, cut her loose and take me. Fu could see Kisame and Teneki did really care about one another, let's take these two back to the leaf. We might just be able to talk some sense into them. Mito didn't see why not. What do you say, fish cake, you willing to work with us and keep your girlfriend? Kisame ground his teeth, if you stop calling me fish cake and don't touch a hair on her head, then I suppose we'd be willing to come to the leaf with you and talk. Mito was glad to hear it, happy you agree. Come on guys, the leaf's got some visitors to prepare for. See you in the next one.